For what purpose does the gentleman from Pennsylvania seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House suspend the rules and pass H.R. 1308.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
H.R. 1308, a bill to amend the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission Act to extend the termination date for the Commission and for other purposes.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Kelly, and the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Davis, will each control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume. And I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on the bill under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 1308 was introduced by the gentleman from California, Mr. Gallagher, and is a straightforward bill to amend the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission Act by extending the Commission's termination date, as well as the Commission's final report deadline. In June 2009, President Obama signed Public Law 111-25 to establish the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission. The purpose of the Commission was and is to plan, develop, and carry out activities that are both fitting and proper to honor the memory of our late great President. President Reagan was born on February 6, 1911, and 2011 marks the 100th anniversary of his birth. Furthermore, the Commission was also tasked with being a crucial resource to federal, state, and local government agencies, as well as private groups, as they go about planning and conducting events to honor President Reagan. Mr. Speaker, H.R. 1308 is a very simple bill that extends the life of the Reagan Commission, and unlike many prior presidential commissions, cost the American taxpayer absolutely nothing. Mr. Speaker, I want to be very clear. The Reagan Commission does not receive a single penny of taxpayer dollars. The original bill and subsequent law prohibited the use of taxpayer money from going to the Commission, and this bill does not alter that provision in any way, shape, or form. The Commission has and continues to operate solely on private donations, something I'm sure Mr. Reagan, as a careful steward of taxpayer money, would himself have been glad to hear. The purpose of H.R. 1308 is to allow the hardworking staff and members of the Commission the opportunity to continue to provide their expertise and assistance as entities and groups all over the world continue to honor President Reagan. The Commission has already played a major role in celebrations at the Reagan Library on the President's birthday and has worked to establish a year-long exhibit at the National Archives. Even the floor statements given by members in this chamber back in February were organized by the Reagan Commission. Now, while the Commission has contributed much to events and ceremonies over the past few months, many more celebrations and events are planned throughout the rest of the year. In fact, multiple events to honor President Reagan's role in the fall of the Soviet Union are scheduled this summer in Europe. Here in the United States, a joint meeting of Congress may take place this fall, and numerous other events will take place at the state and local levels all over our country. Mr. Speaker, the Commission is currently scheduled to terminate on May 30th of this year, and this bill simply moves that date to December 31st. In addition, H.R. 1308 moves the Commission's final report deadline from the 30th of this month to November 30th. Changing these dates would ensure that the Commission can help entities and groups all over the world deliver high-quality and fitting events to celebrate the life of a truly great leader and truly great man. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania reserves the balance of his time. The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I would yield myself such time as I might consume. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 1308, a bill to amend the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission Act. The bill would extend the termination date of the Commission by 7 months. The Ronald Reagan Commission Act, which became law in the last Congress, created a federal commission to honor and celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Ronald Reagan. The commission is composed of senators, members of Congress, and other government officials, including the Archivists of the United States. Importantly, in these challenging fiscal times, no federal funds may be expended by the Commission to carry out its duties. Mr. Speaker, the Commission has been functioning for only 9 months, and there are important international and domestic events planned for this summer and fall commemorating President Reagan, in which the Commission's participation would be beneficial. As such, I have no objection to the bill before us, which extends the termination date of the Commission from May 31, 2011 to the end of the year, and I would urge members to vote for this measure. and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Illinois reserves. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to my colleague from Illinois. I appreciate that. The chair recognizes me, and I want to go forward saying this. I would like to thank you, and I want to introduce my colleague from the great state of California, the sponsor of this bill, and a member of the Reagan Commission, Mr. Gallagher.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 1308, legislation to extend the termination date for the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission Act. The work of the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission is not quite finished. That's why this legislation is needed to extend the commission through December 30th of this year, allowing the commission to deliver additional events for the public. Extending the commission through the end of 2011 will allow to accomplish several key goals, some including the supporting official international events occurring the week of June 27th in Poland, Hungary, the Czech Republic, and the United Kingdom. Possibly convening a joint session of Congress this fall, coordinating a potential White House event, organizing a Capitol Visitor Center exhibit, serving as a resource for federal government centennial activities, and supporting state Reagan Centennial Commissions. Extending this commission will require, as my colleagues have said, no federal funding. All funds needed are privately raised. In conclusion, many other centennial commissions have operated for longer periods with significant federal funding. Extending the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission will provide more opportunities to commensurate recognition of President Reagan. I want to thank Chairman Issa, Ranking Member Cummins, along with their staff for their assistance in helping bring this bill to the floor today. I also want to express my appreciation to Speaker Boehner, Majority Leader Cantor, Minority Leader Pelosi, for all the help in bringing the bill forward today. And I would urge my colleagues to support this legislation, and I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Pennsylvania reserves. The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't believe that I have any additional requests for time. I reiterate my support for this measure and yield back the balance of our time.
The gentleman from Illinois yields back his time. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume. Mr. Speaker, in closing, I want to leave this body with a simple, eloquent quote from President Reagan. He once said, "The problem is not that people are taxed too little. The problem is that government spends too much." This week, as we consider the 2011 spending bill and move towards funding the government for 2012, I want to urge all members to keep that in mind on both sides of the aisle, because it is entirely fitting and proper that we honor his memory and his wishes as we go forward and truly take this on and do it in a bipartisan manner and do it in a way that affects the American people. This is not about Republicans or Democrats. This is about America and America's financial health as we go forward. So I'm urging all members to please back this, support this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back, all time having expired. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass H.R. 1308? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative.
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania.
I would like to ask for the yeas and the nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. All those in favor of taking this vote by the yeas and nays will rise and remain standing until counted. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, further proceedings on this question will be postponed.